Good evening. I call the Monday, May 13th, 2024 regular business meeting of the Lee County Board of Education to order. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, thank you again for this day and for those gathered here. We ask that you grant us wisdom and discernment and patience as we consider those matters before us. Help us to think critically, to make those decisions that are in the best interest of our students, and to clearly articulate those decisions. We ask that you keep our students and faculty safe as the end of the school year rapidly approaches. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
You have tonight's agenda before you. If there are no modifications, the board can adopt by consent. At this time, Vice Chairperson Mrs. Donna Ford will review public participation protocol and guidelines for this evening's meeting.
Meetings of the Board of Education are held to conduct the affairs and business of the school system. Although these meetings are not meetings of the public is invited to attend all meetings, and members of the public are invited to address the board at appropriate times and in accordance with established procedures by the board or the superintendent.
Thank you. At this time, Dr. Truitt will give this evening's welcome and recognize student academic and extracurricular achievement.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board, and community members. Welcome to our May meeting of the Board of Education. Last week we celebrated Teacher Appreciation Week. We have an amazing group of teachers. They are a key part of what makes Lee County such an incredible place to learn, and we are grateful for each and every one of them. At this time, I would like to take a minute and recognize that our community has experienced another family loss in the past few weeks. If we could take a moment of silence to celebrate the life of Bart Harrelson, husband, father, and son, and pray for his wife Ray and their children and grandchildren. Thank you. It is impossible to believe that just in a few short days, I cannot believe I am saying days, not weeks, but days, we will be wrapping up the 23-24 school year. So much has happened, and I would love for us to share a short video that will try and capture many of our highlights and accomplishments.
All the teachers and staff actually want to be at school, and that's more encouraging to us students because it makes us feel that school is a more welcome and safe place. And because of this, learning is easier in that environment. I think that the teachers are giving us all the knowledge we need, and that's boosting our confidence and well preparing us for our future. I've been in Lee County ever since kindergarten, and I love how my education has allowed me to expand my horizons on a variety of new topics and allowed me to see new perspectives on those topics. And as your senior class president, I can well say that Lee County prepares well-rounded students in order to be valuable members in society.
Wow, what a great year. So I would like to thank you for joining us this evening, and we are looking forward to a great meeting. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Dowling to lead us in celebration of some additional accomplishments by our students. And Bora, if you join me down front.
All right. For May, and what's happened in the last little bit here. First of all, I think we have 4 different recognitions to make. The first one, Lee County High School's literary team competed at the state literary tournament or meet March the 16th at Bremen High School. Literary has 12 events, which include extemporaneous speaking, music, theater, interpretation, and essay. The literary team won 2 events to compete at the state level after winning at the region level. Our first event, duo interpretation, placed first in the state, so state champs. And our second event, argumentative essay, also state champ. The literary teams practice from December to March in order to prepare and compete with schools from all over the region and the state. The Lee County High School literary team as a whole ended up 6th in the state. So congratulations to the entire literary team and to our duo interp team, which was Casey Watson and Caleb Dale. If you guys would please come up. Okay, you guys shake hands with everybody. Don't leave. Don't leave.
Don't leave, we got one more.
And our argumentative essayist, Lauren Bell.
There you go.
Picture time.
Yes, Mrs. Pearson, can we please get you to join your team?
Come on, Ms. Pearson.
Yes.
Come on, coach.
Here we go, in 1, 2, 3, I'll sit down for parents.
All right. We recently had 7 students called up on stage who finished in the top 3 in the state at the State Skills USA competition in Atlanta from February 22nd to 24th. 2 students qualified to compete in Skills USA National Championships in Atlanta the week of June 24th, 28th by placing first in their competition. Students who qualified for nationals are Quirin Rudolph. He won the state championship in carpentry, so come on up. And Caleb Blaylock, who won a state championship in sheet metal. Come on up, Caleb. Taryn Lee finished 3rd in blueprint reading. Come on up, Taryn. And John Henderson and Rylan Butts finished 3rd in construction technology. Come on up. And we also had Thomas Nichols and Hunter Daughtry finish 2nd in vehicle stop. And Mr. Warner, come. Oh, you have to take a picture first. Okay,
I'm gonna give it first.
And then we need men.
that's right. Now we need Mr. Warner in the picture. How about one more round of applause?
One, 2, 3. No, sorry. That's okay.
awkward. Christopher Dowling, I don't know who that kid is, has been selected as a finalist to participate in a highly competitive and prestigious Governor's Honors Program this summer in the field of mathematics. He's the first Lee County School System student since 2019 to become a finalist. The Governor's Honors Program, GHP, is a 4-week summer residential program at Georgia Southern University for the top students in 12 major categories of study. Students across the state completed applications for GHP in the fall of '23, and a select few were chosen as district representatives. These representatives then submitted an application for the state competition. Christopher's application was chosen by adjudicators with GHP and was selected to move on to the statewide semifinal round, where he interviewed for a chance to participate in the program. Out of approximately 260,000 eligible students, 4,200 students statewide were nominated, and approximately 650 were chosen as finalists. Students attending GHP will attend classes in their major area of study and participate in a wide variety of social and instructional opportunities. And Christopher has also chosen a minor there, which I can tell you, and it is music. So, Christopher Dowling, come on up. I'll hug you later. Stand up, Christopher.
Here we go. 1, 2. Thank you. Sorry, Gillian. You're fine.
All right, and last but certainly not least, the Lee County esports team made history this season by sending a Super Smash Brothers Ultimate team to the second round of the playoffs for the first time. Now, some of you are saying, what the heck does that mean? Esports is electronic sports. I mean, you know, those of you that grew up a little bit on video games, they now compete in some video games at the state level. It is GHSA sanctioned. It is really a cool thing for a lot of kids to be a part of. And our Super Smash Brothers team made it to the second round of the playoffs for the first time. Going in as the number 31 seed out of all 143 5A to 7A teams. Team Red defeated number 34 Houston County 3-1 in the first round of the playoffs and held their own in the second round of the playoffs with a narrow 2-3 defeat by number 2 East Paulding, which I believe Mr. Grandin, East Paulding win the championship.
They won the whole thing,
So
absolutely.
if you're going to lose, you might as well lose to the state champs, right? So we are proud of both of our teams, Red and Black, for their achievements this season and for working together every week to hone their skills. We're also proud of senior Israel Darity for his leadership throughout both seasons of the school year. Smash Red team members, we're going to call you up. Again, team captain Israel Darity, come on up. Michael Woodward. Christopher Dowling. Aiden Pilgrim. And Sebastian Escobar.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Keep smiling. Thank you. You got out of the way.
And that is that. Congratulations. You're all welcome to stay for the entire board meeting. But I know you probably, okay.
We'll resume. And the first item of business, the board needs to approve the minutes from the April 15th, 2024 regular business meeting. May I have a motion to approve those minutes as presented? May I have a second? Are there any questions or corrections from the board? Being none, I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. And the next item of business, the board needs to approve the month-end March 2024 financial report. Dr. Truitt, do you have any comments regarding the financials?
Madam Chair, members of the board, I make a recommendation that the financial report as submitted be accepted for the month of March 2024.
May I have a motion to approve the March 2024 financial report as presented? May I have a second? Are there any questions from the board regarding the financial report? Being none, I have a motion and a second to approve the March 2024 financial report as presented. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. This portion of the meeting is the time that the board sets aside for members of the public to address the board on any issues of concern. There were no such requests to speak at this evening's meeting. At this time, it is necessary for the board to adjourn to executive session to consider personnel matters. The board will reconvene at the conclusion of the executive session. May I have a motion to discuss or deliberate upon the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action or dismissal, or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee, or to interview applicants for the position of superintendent? May I have a second? Are there any comments from the board? It has been motioned and seconded to adjourn to executive session. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. We're currently adjourned. You may have a second. Are there any further questions or comments from the board? There being none, I have a motion and a second to reopen. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. And at this time, the regular business meeting is called back to order. At this time, Dr. Truitt will present the monthly board reports.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and members of the board. Briefly, our SPLOS collections for the month of March totaled over $430,555.02. At this time, Madam Chair, members of the board, I invite Kevin Dowling to share with us feedback from public comment for the proposed 24-25 student handbooks and code of conduct.
Good evening one more time. This is going to be really quick. Just wanted to touch on the feedback that we received as you know, we have had information on the website and a feedback email that folks could click on or just email to shut the site. It was open from April 16th through May the 3rd. We received 4 emails in that time. 3 were from employees and 1 was from a parent. If you'll go to the next slide, you'll kind of see, I've kind of put it in a table to kind of show what we did. There we go. Kind of what the feedback was, and then what we did, the action we took. One of them was concerned over a dress code fingertip rule. We consulted principals of both middle schools and changed the wording to be more specific, like 6 inches above the knee. As you guys know, fingertips, I mean, my arms are reasonably long. Somebody with shorter arms, their fingertips might be here. somebody with really long arms or fingertips might be here. And to be honest, if I'm a student and I really want to try to mess with the system, I can probably change my own fingertips just by moving my shoulders, and I've seen them do it. So, another concern over a continued requirement for clear book bags. And we said basically we were going to research the concept of clear book bags and their effect on school safety over the next year, and then make an informed decision regarding continuation. Had a concern over the current electronic device rules, suggesting to tighten the rules so students don't have as much access to them. And we're going to look at what our action is going to study other options for cell phone electronic device use or non-use during the school day. Also, that same person, teacher, praised us for, or praised the school and the district for locking the restrooms at the high school during class time, stating that requests from students to go to the restroom decreased by 50% in their classroom. Of course, we just, nothing to do there except thank them, so thank you for the kind words. And then finally, concern over the wording on the tardy early dismissal rules, and we changed that wording to better describe that. So in just about every one of the feedback that we took, we answered every one of them, answered the person, and in some of them they're going to require a little bit more study, and a few of them we changed after consulting with other people and getting the wording better. So that's kind of the results of the feedback. As a reminder, go ahead, Jen. As a reminder, the Code of Conduct, we have split it into 3 levels, grades K through 5, 6 through 8, 9, 12. Parents will receive a hard copy of the Code of Conduct this fall. And again, I've said this for the last few months, but I'm just saying it again because I want it to be remembered. We are committed to creating environments where all students can learn. And I believe that's it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes what we have prepared. Are there any questions?
Thank you for all your work on those.
Thank you. Madam Chair, members of the board, at this time I invite Katie Peppers and Kelly Duke to share with us an update and review of our strategic plan progress and highlights of accomplishments from the 23-24 school year.
Good evening, Dr. Truitt, board members. We would like to take just a few minutes tonight to provide you with an overview of the progress that we have made this year on our system strategic plan. In the area of student achievement with equity and access, we developed a detailed system-wide literacy plan that will be used to guide consistency of literacy instruction in all schools throughout the district. We also held preliminary professional learning sessions with all English teachers to promote a uniform understanding of the newly approved ELA standards. Training and collaboration regarding the consistency of grading policies and procedures was also conducted with all K-12 teachers. Math teachers in all schools participated in an ongoing collaboration throughout the year to effectively implement the new math standards. All K-8 schools investigated new scheduling opportunities and have made plans to expand course offerings and provide additional remediation and enrichment opportunities for students next school year. Even though we have not yet received Georgia Milestones results for this year, we have received end of pathway results for our CTAE courses, which indicate an increase from an 83 to an 85% overall passing rate. In the area of positive culture and climate, the new student cessation intervention programs were successfully implemented in our middle, high, and alternative schools this school year. An ongoing process for monitoring the consistency of our school PBIS programs and use of social emotional resources is also in place. The Georgia stakeholder surveys were administered again this year, and the results will be analyzed and used to guide school discussions for next year to ensure a continued positive culture and climate in all of our schools. Goal Area 3 of our strategic plan addresses staff learning and growth. The first teacher cohort of the Aspiring Leaders program was conducted this school year in conjunction with the Georgia Leadership Institute for School Improvement to foster teacher leaders throughout our system. The 12 participants in that program this year overwhelmingly expressed the benefits of the opportunity and felt that it greatly enhanced their leadership potential. We recently conducted an application period for the program for next school year, and have selected 11 employees to participate in our second cohort. We also had 2 assistant principals in our system complete the Georgia Association of Educational Leaders Aspiring Principals program to further enhance their leadership capacity. We will allow several additional school leaders to benefit from this program again next school year. Throughout the course of this year, we also increased our recruitment efforts by attending 9 job fairs to expand our outreach for potential employees.
All right, and goal area 4, we have seen positive growth in the area of stakeholder involvement and communication. We have seen a steady increase in the use of Parent Square, which is our system-wide communication platform. The increase has been from both staff and family use. Another area to highlight is the classroom of the day. In November, we began to celebrate our great teachers, the teachers who go the extra mile, have high expectations, make a difference in the lives of our students. These teachers ensure our students shine so that we can begin to shine a light on them. We are currently in our Countdown to Excellence campaign on social media and highlighting our staff and student accomplishments this year. Our newly formed superintendent advisory groups offer recommendations, insight, and ideas for continuous improvement and stakeholder involvement. Our final goal area is operations and organizational growth and diversity. We have a system in place to replace and replenish both staff and student devices and maintain up-to-date technology to meet the needs of our learners. We are currently exceeding our goal of reducing the number of bus referrals in pre-K through 12th grade, and we continue to align the budget resources with the Lee County Strategic Plan. Thank you for the opportunity to share our progress and for your continued support as we work together to achieve our goals.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes what we have prepared and are available for questions. Thank you.
We'll start on to our business items. In the first business item, the board is asked to approve the personnel consent agenda. Dr. Truitt, do you have any comments on the current personnel consent agenda?
Madam Chair, members of the board, I recommend that the personnel agenda as discussed in executive session be accepted as presented.
May I have a motion to approve the current personnel consent agenda as presented? May I have a second? Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Being none, I have a motion and a second to approve the current personnel consent agenda as presented. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
Yes, I would like to do, this is my favorite part of the meeting. I would like to welcome to the team, already a member of the team, but in his newest role, Mr. Jason Millsap will be our newest assistant principal at Lee County High School. Mr. Millsap is currently serving as an English teacher at Lee County High School and has been a participant in our very own leadership program. So Mr. Millsap, if you'll stand up. I would also like to welcome to the team Ms. Melissa Edwards as the new principal to serve at Lee County Elementary School. Mrs. Edwards is joining us from Worth County. She is a sitting principal at Worth County High School. She brings incredible experience and excitement with her. She was able to be here for just a minute and then had to leave this evening, but she is excited to meet with the Lee County Elementary staff and community in the next few weeks. So we'd like to give her a round of applause also.
In the second business item, the board is asked to approve the current consent agenda. Dr. Truitt, do you have any comments?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, you have been presented with a consent agenda containing fundraisers, overnight trips, facility use, salary guide adjustments for both certified and non-certified employees. We'll discuss the specifics as we present tentative budget in just a few minutes. Program funding participation for FY25 and a surplus list of equipment. I recommend that the consent agenda be approved as presented this evening.
May I have a motion to approve the current consent agenda as presented? Okay, may I have a second? Are there any questions or comments from the board? I have a motion and second to approve the current consent agenda as presented. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. And the third business item, the board is asked to approve a one-time employee retention bonus. Dr. True, would you like to comment?
Absolutely. We have requested a one-time retention bonus for each employee that was hired, if I may need some help on this one, before April 1st and committed to the 2004-2005 school year of $575. That's across all job families. That would be the remainder of our ESSER funds, and that would help us expend those.
May I have a motion to approve the retention bonus as presented? Board, may I have a second? Are there any questions or comments from the board? Being none, I have a motion and second to approve the retention bonus as presented. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. In the next business item, the board is asked to adopt a strategic waiver school system application and resolution. Dr. True, would you like to cover this?
Absolutely. Madam Chair, members of the board, I request that we approve the strategic waiver resolution with the state of Georgia to remain a strategic waiver district. With very few exceptions, we are asking for the same flexibility that we have had in the past. Our entire district team informed those requests. Some of the areas we are asking flexibility, we may not need those now, but if the state budget or there are other changes come from the state, we may need and have opportunity for flexibility in the future. I recommend that the strategic waiver resolution be approved as presented this evening.
May I have a motion to adopt the strategic waiver school system application and resolution as presented? May I have a second? Second. Are there any questions or comments from the board regarding the application or the resolution? Being none, I have a motion and a second to adopt the strategic waiver school application and resolution as presented. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. And the final business item, the tentative budget for fiscal year end 2025 is being presented for consideration. There is no action required by the board at this time. Dr. True would like to highlight the proposed budget and the process for approval.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, I invite Mr. Gary Kelly to join us to make the first presentation of the FY25 budget.
Okay. This is nothing really new over the last few months that we've been making the presentation, except for we got some numbers back from the state, so we were able to present you a finished budget. Go ahead, John. This is the timeline, and we just keep progressing on it. We're in the last stages. May in this first presentation of the budget, and you can move to the next one. It's kind of, Jennifer had to help me with this. I couldn't change the yellow to the other, but that was very fun. I don't know this program, but our budget priorities. We're designated support strategic plan focused on highly effective teacher and staff compensation, student learning and resources and opportunities, exceptional facilities and transportation, and no change to the millage rate. That last one is pretty important. So I think we have a great budget. Now, let's go through our highlights of the budget and what we were able to do with regards to each category. First is salaries. As throughout the whole process, the governor's $2,500 increase has been in the budget the entire time, and it stayed, and it's final. What we did originally, we increased certified employees. The base pay scale had a local increase of $1,000, and we had put $500 steps at step 23, 25, 27, and 29. What we were able to do when we got our allotment was go back and increase our budget to include steps, $500 increase in local supplement for step 2 through 21. So every teaching position in the school system will get at a minimum $3,000 raise for next year. Most of them's going to get more than that because they're going to step increase. Then we were also able to do for our non-certified employees Our original budget had a $500 increase in the base salary for all steps. As a result of the budget, we came back and we increased that base from $500 to $600 or $500 to $750 depending on each category. Y'all approved tonight through action those pages, the adjustment to the salary guide. Also, what we were able to do, we received a significant increase in our funding from the state for transportation. So the original budget that we had proposed had an increased route rate of $1.38 per route. That amount has been increased to $8 a route, so that's about $16 a day that our bus drivers will earn more than they did the year before. And I think that's great. We are at 60, I want to say 65, and we need 75 bus drivers. So hopefully this will help us get there. The next is our benefits. If you can believe this, the benefits increased as much as the salaries because the health insurance for the certified, but the majority of this is paid by the state, went up significantly for the health insurance for the certified employees. The non-certified is what we will have to cover. That was $250 a month for each employee that takes out the health insurance, which is a $1,500 increase per employee. We have well over 200 of those. And then our contribution to TRS went up almost a full percentage point, but it's 80% of a percentage point. That amounts to money when you're talking about how much we pay into salaries that pay into teachers' retirement. The next page is our operations. With some of the additional funds we got from this transportation, we added 4 buses to our budget. So we'll be purchasing 6 buses next year. Our school resource officers that were previously funded by the CARES money has been moved into operations. The importance of education, we've added $500,000 in instructional materials and supplies, and we have increased our operations cost budget for potential increases in energy, insurance, water, and sewage costs. And I mean, we're recognizing insurance premiums going up. So we increased operations by $300,000. So where are we now? We're at the main meeting. We have to advertise our budget hearings. We have to have 2 budget hearings. To advertise that, y'all will have to set a time for us to have a budget hearing. And I suggest that the second hearing be the 30 minutes before the June board meeting, since we'll always be here, but we need to set a meeting. What I like to do is we'll give the Lee County Ledger the budget with the advertisement. So I would like to have the first meeting after next Wednesday's paper comes out. So anytime after next Wednesday, if y'all can set a time for that, and then we'll adopt the final budget at the June meeting, and I'll submit that budget to the Department of Education. So,
Thank you.
y'all, set a meeting date.
Wait a minute, I had a question. Can we
Oh.
go over every line item?
Yeah, at that meeting.
And actually, when does the new pay,
September for bus drivers, they will get it in September.
or what
Our
about,
September check.
so it'll come in September check?
Any further questions at this time? Thank you. On behalf of the board, I'd like to thank everyone for attending this evening's meeting.
They've got to say, you got to say the date.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think what we had as a recommendation was potentially the 23rd. Is that, am I correct in that?
No, I thought we had changed it.
At 6 p.m.
I thought we changed it to the 22nd.
We asked about the 23rd or the 22nd.
Which works better for you?
So we have May 22nd or the 23rd on the table.
22nd is what, a Wednesday?
Yeah.
22nd is a Wednesday. And that would be at 6 p.m.
That's good.
Which would,
22nd? Is that what y'all saying?
Trey could not do the 22nd.
Try can't get here the 22nd.
Oh, that's maybe I thought we had put down the 23rd.
Well, I'm supposed to be out of town, but I'm just gonna leave after, so I could do the 23rd.
I ain't doing any time. On the 21st.
let's just say the 23rd.
Can everyone do the 23rd? Okay,
23rd out.
and they need, do they need to actually
No,
take
I mean, just say
action on
set
it?
the date. I'm gonna
20,
advertise.
so the 23rd at 6 p.m. So are we
And then
Good.
the third one will be that next business meeting, correct?
correct? It'll be the June business meeting at 5 o'clock.
Okay. Again, thank everyone for attending this evening's meeting. If there's no further business, this meeting is adjourned.